42 days away from Election Day. 42, 42, 42. We're almost there. Let's get the show started. Welcome back to the Dray Way. Hi, everybody. Can you believe we're just 42 days out? 42 days out before the election. It's just, and let me tell you something, those 42 days are going to absolutely fly by. But I want to make you aware of something that's going on. I want to make you aware of the polls that you're going to be seeing. You're going to be seeing polls over the next few weeks that don't make any sense at all. And they're going to absolutely positively cause you to freak out. But I don't want you to be concerned. I don't want you to worry. I want you to actually think about and understand what is going on, because the polls that have you freaked out are not really polls at all. I mean, first of all, for example, the polls that came out today from the New York Times, that's not to be taken seriously. That poll wasn't anywhere close in the last election, and it's not going to be close in this election. A lot of the polls, like the New York Times, Rasmussen poll, Emerson poll, those are Republican polls that are supposed to lean heavily Republican. They're supposed to make Republicans feel better about what's going on. Nobody believes that Trump is actually winning in Pennsylvania, or that he's winning in Georgia, or that he's winning in North Carolina. Nobody believes that really has the data. If you really have the data, you don't believe that's going on at all. But look, this is what you're going to see for the next month. And then as things get closer to actual election day, people are going to try to play it a lot more down the middle. A lot of those Republican polls are going to start shifting that to it's razor thin. They're not going to give Trump a lead. They're just going to say it's razor thin so that when he loses, they can go, well, it could have gone either way. But I'm here to give you the facts on these polls. These polls aren't worth the paper. They're not even real polls. They're not real at all. They're just there to make Republicans feel better. I know that sounds crazy, but that's exactly what they're there for. Because in the last election, all these so-called Republican polls, the New York Times poll, the Rasmussen poll, the Emerson poll, they weren't close. They blew it big time. They didn't even think Biden was going to win. So that tells you how good those polls actually are. They're not worth the paper they're written on. So just calm down. You're going to see this over the next month. We can all see the Trump campaign just looks tired. Donald Trump looks tired. He looks old and he looks tired because he is. He's old and he's tired. So please, I'm trying to get you guys to settle down. It's 42 days from the election. I know you're going to be seeing a lot of these polls and you're going to be like, what's going on? Ignore, if it's not a Quinnipiac poll, if it's not the Quinnipiac poll, don't even look at it. Don't pay it any attention. If you want to see what the real numbers are, if you want to see what's really going on, you get your information right here. The report card will be on election day. You'll see just how dead on I am on this election. But if you want to look at a public poll, please look at the Quinnipiac poll and don't pay attention to any other poll. If you do, it's just going to drive you crazy. And that's what it's intended to do. It's intended to give Republicans belief that they're going to win. Because deep down, if you ask real Republicans deep down in privacy, if you say, hey, if you had to bet your life, who would you, Democrats, Harris is going to win. If they had to put their life on the line, Harris is going to win. That's what they would tell you. Because she has Pennsylvania and North Carolina absolutely locked up. Because not only was North Carolina already trending her way, but now you've got this Robinson character who made all these horrific statements, and everybody's pulling away from him as fast as they can. That is only going to do one thing. That's going to continue to damage the Republican Party. So I wanted to get this out there because I know some of you are nervous. I get a lot of your messages. You guys are like, well, what about this? What about that? What about? Relax. She's got this, okay? I know these polls, and because I started laughing. I saw the New York Times poll. Oh, Donald Trump pulling closer, pulling ahead in some of the, he's not pulling ahead anywhere. Anyone that believes that needs their head examined. He's not pulling ahead anywhere. What's happening is Harris is starting to dominate. And when I say dominate, she is dominating Pennsylvania. She is dominating North Carolina. So just relax. Don't get all upset. Don't get too into these polls. You have to remember these polls aren't exactly giving you the full data on what's really going on. All right. Now, we've got a lot more to talk about tonight. So let's get started. I'm glad you're back. I want to talk about the election of a female president. I want to talk about Kamala Harris's, basically her campaign and what she's doing and how, guys, do you feel that this is just refreshing? I mean, do you feel like it's cool to feel good? It's cool to feel happy. It's cool to watch somebody that looks like they're having fun. Somebody that's talking positive about the United States. I mean, because let's face facts. Let's get down to the numbers. Inflation is way down. Gas prices are going down. Interest rates are going down. The stock market is at an all-time high. The number one economy in the world, the United States. Yeah. And I wish she would talk more about that. You know, I mean, we all wish that she would do some things differently, but I have to admit, it's a wonderful campaign. It's a refreshing campaign. And it's great to see her having fun doing it. And the thing I like is every day she seems to be fitting into the role better and better and better. And it gives me real optimism. I don't know, do you feel, let me know in the comments if you feel the same way. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. But I mean, tell me what you think. In all sincerity, tell me what you think. Tell me if it's not completely different for you just to see a positive campaign. Someone that is, you know, because the other day I was out and I was listening to women. We were having a lunch, and I said to my buddy, I said, "Do you hear that?" And the women at the table were talking about with great joy. I mean, with just, you could hear the happiness in their voice. They were saying, "Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Did you ever think you would see this day? I mean, it's so close. Can you imagine having a woman in the White House? Can you imagine, you know, what your daughters are going to say, what our daughters are going to say? Can you imagine the conversations we're going to be able to have with them?" I mean, I was just, you know, kind of eavesdropping on them, but it was just the enthusiasm, the excitement, the thought of it all. Have you stopped and thought about it at all? Have you just stopped and went, a woman president? A woman president. Wow. You know, and how that's going to look around the world. And not only that, I just can't help but feel, you know, when there's a woman in charge, is her instinct going to be to go to war right away? Is that going to be her instinct? I think she's going to try to do everything she can to avoid a war at all cost. Because women are, you know, have empathy. Women just seem to at times care more. And I just wonder how that's going to translate into being president of the United States. I have to admit, I'm just sitting here going, wow, the possibilities are endless. And I'm excited about it. I know a lot of you out there are like, oh, you know, she's not this, she's not that, she's not ready, she's not blah, 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 blah. How do you know? We've seen a man president over and over and over again, and we've seen really bad ones over and over and over. Trump was a really bad president. He wasn't in the office very often. He was playing golf or going off to one of his golf courses. He wasn't in the White House very often at all. I mean, that's a fact. You don't have to believe. You can look it up. He wasn't there very often. And I don't want a part-time president. And I don't want a president that doesn't know what it's like to have kitchen table issues. He doesn't have the faintest idea of what it's like to just barely have enough money to get by. He doesn't know anything about that. So why would I want him to be my president? And why would I want him to be a president when Republicans, like I said before, Republicans haven't done well in the job. They just don't do the job very well. But again, I digress. Let me know what you guys think. You know, are you excited about a woman president? What are your thoughts on a woman president? Because I'm telling you here and now, it's going to happen. We're going to have a woman president. And it's going to happen this time because Donald Trump is not going to win. It's just not going to happen. But again, let me know what you guys think. We have more to talk about. Okay, last but not least, there's been something bothering me I absolutely have to talk to you about because I've been seeing it all over YouTube. I've been seeing it on YouTube. I've been seeing it on the news. I've been seeing it all over the place. Everyone's talking about doom and gloom over and over and over again. Some of these YouTube channels, I can't watch more than 30 seconds without them talking about, oh, a disaster's coming, a disaster's coming, a disaster's coming. The number one economy in the world right now is in the United States. Our GDP has been very good. Consumer spending, excellent. Interest rates are now falling, and they have been falling for about 2 months. And guess what? Gas prices are falling. So we have a lot of good news, including the stock market. My 401k has, and I bet yours too, has never been higher. The stock market just keeps setting records. So why is everybody talking about doom and gloom? What is everybody talking about? And I wish people would tell me, why are you talking so much doom and gloom? It isn't like a lot of people are out of work. There's lots of people working, and wages are increasing. So where is all the bad news? Where? And why do you keep thinking that the end is coming when the economy is doing well? The GDP, it's doing well. Consumer spending, doing well. Interest rates are falling. Businesses are still making record profits. So what is the problem? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why do people keep coming on YouTube and all these other platforms and saying, oh, here it's dire. Oh, it's getting so bad out there. No one can afford anything. No one can. I was at Costco today. I went to get my sister a birthday cake. It's a Monday, all right? A Monday. And it was like 3:00. And the place on Monday at 3:00 was packed. I mean, there was 15 lines open and there were 10 people in each line. The store was absolutely packed. So if times are so rough, if times are so bad, can somebody please explain to me why Costco is packed? Anybody? Why is it absolutely packed? And before we just give up on this economy, before we just give up and surrender, let's take a look at the facts. Let's take a look at the numbers, because consumer spending is still doing well. People are still employed and have jobs. So I don't know where all this doom and gloom is coming from. But again, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't checked me out over on TikTok, don't forget, I'm also over on TikTok. And for those of you joining me here from TikTok, I want you to know I really appreciate you stopping by. And I appreciate you going through with me this countdown, because now we are just 42 days away. And do not forget, don't you dare, and I'm talking to all of you out there, don't forget to set your calendar, because you're spending the night, election night with Drayton, with me. That's right, you're spending election night with me. I'm going to be on live from 5 p.m. Eastern till midnight. So you better mark your calendar right now. I'm serious. Mark your calendar right now. Just write Drayton down. If your husband says, who's Drayton? Just tell him. Just be honest. Say, I'm spending the night with Drayton. And just say that. Just say that. Don't say, just say, I'm spending the night with Drayton. Anyway, thanks. This is the 42nd day until the election. Don't forget, new episode each and every day. Tomorrow, of course, 41, then 40. If you haven't seen the prior days, you can binge watch from 50 on down and catch up with what's going on. But thanks for joining me for 42 days away. Don't forget to stop by and say hello. And if you haven't subscribed yet, pretty please. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.